The Papillion Mayor's Youth Leadership Council is a group of 7th through 12th graders that come together to help out with city events in Papillion. It gives youth in Papillion a voice to not only help out with the city, but also contribute.
The Papillion Mayor's Youth Leadership Council really puts an emphasis on service around the community, especially getting youth involved in certain things that usually youth or schools don't really emphasize. Service is a way to get me involved in the community around me. It's really important to serve those who may not have as many privileges, and I'm so thankful that I am given the time to put into this club.
So the Mayor's Youth Council was created just before I got into office. And the original idea was we put on annual Papillion Days. Well, most of that organization of the Papillion Days is by adults. And the thought was, well, who's the best group to have that perspective? And so created the Youth Council to actually put on some youth events at Papillion Days so they could have their own events. But then when I got into office, wanted to grow it from there and do some leadership development. Initially started thinking, what do we have them do? And after a while, I figured, well, if it's leadership development for the youth, let's not tell them what to do. They'll figure it out on their own. And so it actually has evolved over about 15 years of what they do. And so they got some standard things they do, but each year they'll pick something. But they're big on volunteering, giving back to the community. Still do some things with Papillion Days. They serve seniors. And then they're starting some traditions, and they're doing a lot of give back into the community.
I think my favorite event that I've done so far is National Night Out with the police. It just helps to explain things to younger kids and the younger generation, and I really like being a part of that.
We had a Black History Month celebration last year that introduced food, it introduced some speakers, and it was a fun way to celebrate Black History Month.
The council has done one of those where you adopt a block situation, and we once a month we meet, usually on Sundays, and we walk down Schramm Road, and we pick up trash to keep the community clean, looking nice.
They're always thinking about the community, how to give back and support it. And so they do an adopt a road program and clean up a road. Well, they're taking a weekend, they're doing manual labor, sometimes it's cold, it's not fun. And they're doing that to make the community better. They do fundraisers for different civic groups. But I think if there was one thing recently, they have developed a strong partnership with the Historical Society. And the Historical Society does the annual naturalization ceremony. And you go to that event, and here's people from 30 different countries that wanted to come to the United States. They go through the whole process. That's a lot of hard work. Well, the Youth Council participates in that event. They do that every year. They do the Old German Christmas now with the Historical Society. During Winter Wonderland, they help the Historical Society with a lot of the events there. So I think if there's one thing, it's that partnership, because the Historical Society tends to be a smaller group of older individuals that are always looking for volunteers. And so I think that's probably recently the thing I'm most proud of, is just their support of the Historical Society. It's been going on long enough that it's generational now. We have adults that are into their careers that were on the Mayor's Youth Council. And talking to them, I think it opened up their eyes to opportunities. It created a mindset of volunteering and giving back. One of the presidents, a number of years ago, went on to working internationally with people at risk and teaching English as a second language, and said this was some of the influence. There's a gentleman in there now who's a lawyer, and he volunteers for in fact, I think he's the president of the Historical Society, and he was also, a number of years ago, the president of the Youth Council. So again, you start seeing that generational impact, and he said it influenced him as well.
Serving on the Youth Council to me means being a part of something bigger than myself, and it has given me an opportunity to be involved in the community that I live in and give back.
It gives me a voice, and it's a fun way to help out with the city.
It's given me a sense of community that I wouldn't have been able to get outside of this club. We do a lot of activities that help underprivileged people in our community, and I feel like it's really important to get involved.
Before joining the council, I wasn't really involved in things in the community, and it's just helped me get out of my comfort zone. And also being able to do public speaking has helped me out a lot as well.
I would really encourage youth to look into it. One of the things about volunteerism and leadership development, a lot of times they're required in school to do so many hours of volunteerism. And so they go look for an event that I can do 3 hours of work, or I can do a weekend of work. The Mayor's Youth Council is different. It's more of a commitment. We have kids that are coming in at 9th grade, and the hope is you stay on the council, develop your skills, work to a higher level, and stay until you're a senior in high school and graduate. And so there's a number that are involved that are developing that idea of commitment. They don't have to sign up to be here for 4 years, but once they're involved and they stay and then they look back and say, I was involved in an organization for 4 years and I made it a lot stronger and better, that set them onto a good path as they're leaving home.